Got to get out of that distraction. So I came out to the library. The house is a distraction to me, and that's part of my game plan. On yesterday, welcome back, everyone. Tanya, once again, I am glad that you all can meet me on today. And you know what? Just a quick side note, completely off the subject. How often do you guys go back and watch your own replays? I go back and watch my own replays. And I go
Definitely.
back and watch my replays, and I do this too often. I get so excited. I get in my boisterous laugh. I cock back and total silence. You don't hear a word I'm saying. So this will help me control that volume. All right. It's part of my game plan. Internal growth is part of the game plan. So Eric did a hot seat today. We did a random hot seat where he chose accelerators from the Zoom and he asked them what was their game plan. Everyone was on 10, team. So I took some valid notes from everyone's game plan. And hopefully that these things will spark some more. Tell me if you can't hear me very well. Are you having a hard time? Okay, good.
I can hear you
Um,
perfect.
great. Hopefully these things will spark in you some things that you can add to your game plan if you haven't completed it. And great job, Josette. Just as I came in, you were talking about that very thing. Plan, do, review. Let's come back to the table in a day or two, see how well these things have worked, and we always can adjust them and move forward. So one of the first things that came into the conversation when he pulled the first accelerator up for the hot seat was her consistency to want to show up every day and the will to want to accomplish this goal. They talked about, and this is part, well, let me slow down here. Let me share my game plan. Okay. My game plan for this next 30 days, and we all know we're in convention month. So that's a whole event in itself that we're preparing for. But I am laser focused. I have to remove myself from the distraction, which is the house. I've started that on today. The 7 day Zoom. I did my first Zoom on last night. I previously reached out to the team and said it was kind of like mandatory if you're serious about your building. So I had a couple of my VPs on, and then I had some of my clients hop on because I promoted it right after a live presentation. I left the link on my live presentation. Hey, join me in some training you won't want to miss. So I got a client or two over there to the Zoom. So the Zoom lasted a quick 14, 15 minutes, and I invited them back the next day. I did my sales goals and to build my conversations because we talked about whatever your activity is, you need to 10x that. So I need to 10x my conversations and meeting new people. I'm rotating some of the same people. Need to meet new people. So my goal is to do that 30 days. We talked about that. Robbie mentioned he had a game changer when he did 30-day consistent, same time, same platform, feeding the people. I've committed to that in my game plan. I want to build my business page. I've committed to that 30 days, same time, and holding my audience accountable. I told them right there, this is what I'm going to do. I want you guys to be accountable to me. And hey, here we go. All right. And not to mention, this is my third game changer. I have a large exhibit this month, a 3-day event. Tons of people come in. So I am going to not only gird up the team to do like a 1, 2, 3. You have someone interested, you kick them off to this person or you kick them off to that person. This is what you explain. These are your questions, and give them a little rundown on how you get them engaged. And let's get some people signed up on the spot. If I invoke that training and not only the competition spike of it, let's see how many people you guys can enroll, and let's add some incentives to that in these 3 days. All right, so that's going to be my game changer, that large event and reaping those large people and having those conversations right there. Speed. If I already know what's going to, if it's already a script, if I already know what's going to be said, and expect the response, whether it's an objection or whether it's a Go for it. I know the next is fine. So that's what I'm practicing on this week before the large exhibit. So we talked about that consistency. I mentioned that in my game plan, showing up every day. We talked about that invite. I am challenging my team that I'm going to bring out to this exhibit. Hey, invite your friends to come out and watch you work. That'll help them build that confidence in themselves while performing what they love to do. Being seen in their element, giving them that exposure. And, you want, Eric talked about this. When you reach more people, you have more conversation, you know what you're going to say, those rejections come, and you're ready for them. Those shoulders sit back, that chin comes up, you have more confidence, and it shows in the words that you say. All right, because we know our brand, we know our product point. We have been informed. So that invite is key. Let's use our tools to gain the exposure, not only for our team, but we know that if the worker bees aren't sufficient in their business, there's no way that trickle effect can come up. All right, that is the reason for the upline. Um, how many exposures? Someone jumped in the hot seat and said that their exposures are being lenient. So they scheduled specifically. Okay. And keep in mind what exposures are: your live, text, inboxes, third party conversations, et cetera, et cetera. The exposures are minimal. So they needed to increase their exposures. Now keep in mind, 10 exposures to one person, where's that going to get us? 10 exposures to 20 people, 30 people. Remember, we're 10x. Go for those scary numbers, team. All right, this is motivation. Go for those scary numbers. And one of the most precious points that I really, really felt and I could relate to, I said that house is a distraction. It is on all kinds of levels. Health, wellness, and self-care will be very important in these next 30 days. Do not, I repeat, do not leave that out of your game plan. Okay? So that was mentioned. Someone got in the hot seat and said because they lacked the energy or the time to fix appropriate meals, they're going to pre-plan their meals for a week. Do that every week, and that'll give them the protein they need and the energy to connect what we need to do. Listen, a solid 2 hours is what this new scenery will give me uninterrupted. That is gold. So pick your space, pick your goals, laser focus, whatever distractions we need to delete, whatever things we need to add to propel us, to make us better, we need to add those and we need to be specific about it. So my goal for this month is the 10 recruits. And I think I can get great choice. Excuse me, team. We're picking, there were 10. I am overly confident that we can grab those in the exhibit in those 3 days. I have 30, but I'm shooting in those threes to get into 10 recruits, and I can do it with the 5 elements alone. I have so many tools, so many resources. I'm going to pick a couple to use and see what works out of my 3 days. So, questions, comments? Like I say, basically, it was a hot seat. People came up and told us their game plan, and I pulled that from there. And I shared mine. I would love to hear some of yours. It doesn't have to be the hot seat, but please come aboard and tell us some of your game plans so maybe we can add it to ours. Anyone? And this is be brave, be bold. I tell Munchkin that all the time. Be bold, be when you speak, be brave in what you need to say.
My game plan for the next or up into convention, first of all, I wrote out my calendar and I shared it with my team. And it's funny how you mentioned health, wellness, and self-care. So each day I'm going live up until then, and then I included the Zooms, and then I also included my personal self-care, my exercise, different things for myself, my hair appointment and stuff. I put all that in there and I shared it with them. And I used like different color highlighters. Like this class has a highlighter color. My Zooms for the next 7 days have a highlighter color. But my self-care, it was all highlighted in purple. So each day for my plan up until convention, they saw that I initiated time for myself.
It's a very important part, and I hope that we don't miss that, myself included. My eating habits are horrible. I think I can live off chocolate and coffee. I can't. So planning a meal daily or every other day will be part of the game plan. Who else? Who else? I like that highlight idea. To
Yeah.
see it, highlight it will make a difference.
I love highlighting.
Mm-hmm.
I,
Yes,
I, yeah, I am trying to get a sleep pattern where I can be on a lot more during the week. I have Monday, Wednesday, Friday that I come on at night, and but I want more exposure, and I want to, up my game. Trying to figure out what to do during the day. I've got to do that and make sure I can schedule it, because scheduling's never been a good thing for me. So I've got to learn how to do scheduling and stick to it. So getting a schedule of sleep has been my first priority, because normally I would sleep, I'd get up and I'd go back to bed. I just can't keep my eyes open. So I'm like, all right, I'm trying all these tricks. And so far I've done real good for the last 5 days.
excellent. Kudos. Congratulations to you. Yeah, consistency is a good part of it, especially when we fall into our habits, our routine. I got a morning habit. I'll make my meetings in the morning, but I may be in my pajamas, 65% of the time. But no, I need to get up, get dressed. So yeah, Jenna, I do love that. And 1 second, we're in the meeting, my friend. Something you can be consistent with. I see one of the elites do this all the time, the set of the day. Consistent, you can do that live, quick 5 minutes if you like, just showing the pieces individually. You don't even have to show your beautiful smile. A set of the day is an easy way to get that scheduling going. You can preset that, or you can do it live. That's just my opie, her suggestion. We'd love to hear them. Anyone else? What's going over there on Facebook? Are they quiet on this Thursday?
I'm not seeing anything on Facebook yet.
Yeah, and I've been paying attention to the trend team. We start out on a high note on Mondays, and you notice that we taper off come the weekend. That could be a whole lot of factors. Weekends are very busy on this side of town. Be a lot of factors, but yeah, we say it all the time. Showing up is half the battle. Showing up, and you guys are doing it. I'll just overlook my notes. Feel free to put in the chat or open your mic. Accomplish your goal, 10x your activity.
I'll go ahead and say something real quick. So I am super consistent with my business, my business, all the things, the scheduling. I mean, my business has just been increasing and increasing. It's kind of hard for me to get my team consistent. However, I don't know. I talk the talk, I walk the walk, but I feel like sometimes it's intimidating. And I work one-on-one with them and everything, but it's just like, it's like you want it so bad for them, but trying to find that balance of bringing them back to want it like they wanted in the beginning too is honestly really a struggle sometimes. And do you have any tips on that? I mean, I've got some runners, don't get me wrong, but I care about each and every one of my team. And there's like 125. And I want to see everybody succeed, not just the ones that are wanting it, but I know sometimes you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink.
Yes, Janet, very, very good analogy.
That's a tough pill to swallow for me, though, because I don't want to see people
Practice,
fail.
practice, practice. Yes, we have to learn to get the emotional part out of it, especially when you're doing and you're showing and you're giving that one-on-one. We can't, we can't allow, I look at it like this. I've always been a turtle, then you have the rabbit. They say you're only as fast as your slowest member. That can be true, but the team still has to move along and expect some will fall by the wayside. Some of those turtles will show their true colors and become turtles. That's why we keep the mentality. I'm building a new team every day because
Yeah.
I am a true team supporter and I show up when it's one of us, when it's two of us, when it's 10 of us. I'm going to show up because I don't want to miss that gym. Now, so I say wherever there are two or three gathered,
Yeah.
you're doing
This is
great.
good.
You're doing great. But yeah,
And
try to
Robin,
take the
yes, I do
emotional side.
challenges all the time. She asked me if I
Yeah,
did challenges. I do challenges, I do incentives, I do team trainings. But I know
they're watching. They see you.
it's part
And
of
and
it.
and look in their shoes. That can be intimidating to you. I mean to them. Am I living up to her standards? Are her standards too high for me? Never think that they are, because you're building. So in their shoes, they're going through an internal growth as well. All right. So time, give it some time. You'll see.
Yeah. Okay.
Ooh,
On a
great for
good note, though,
sharing.
I'm ready for convention. Who else going to convention on here? Josette, you going to convention? Cal, I'm gonna write names down because I got to find you girls. Woohoo!
Yeah,
Okay,
Mama Frank
Robin.
mentioned that we will get to we probably will get something together. Listen, team, hoping this is it. It turns out a great financial blessing because there are a lot of
Mildred.
things going on in the background.
I
I'm
can't
staying
wait to see
connected.
everybody.
I am staying connected, but we'll see. We'll see. Yeah, Zanita says, not me. I won't count myself out just yet.
Hey, if not
But
this year, there's always
priority,
next year.
priority. Yeah. Great, great, great.
Thank you. Thank you so
We,
much.
we still have a good 2 or 3 minutes to share. I want to thank you all. I want to thank, I was going to mention some things reading through the notes. Team, let's not forget that we are able to sell in the U.S., Puerto Rico, Guam, and the U.S. Virgin Islands. Do not forget those outsourced places that we can reach out to. Find those groups, find that language, or find that gem of that place. Yeah, a little research, come up with one, get involved, but let's not forget that factor. That came up in the training and front loading. Front loading. The more we do, the bigger results we'll find in the end. The more exposures we have, we're so busy giving those exposures that we don't have time to see who fell off, who didn't follow up, who didn't return back, who didn't answer the question. All right. The invite, the invite, the invite. How many exposures do you do to schedule follow-ups? You know our business is a number business. We are a number business. So your planning your exposures, how many number of exposures you need to do to get that 1, to get that 5, to get that 10. Crunch those numbers, team. How many exposures are you doing before you have a business partner sign up? Do we know that measurement? Do we really know what works in the recruiting processes that we're following? Do we have a recruiting step-by-step plan? Do we have something that's duplicatable? All those things we can add in our um, 30 days. All right. Message for the introverts. Introverts, you purposely will have to write down what you are going to do. Eric made this comment. He said, he would rather plan out his whole life than deal with what's going on in the present right now. Sit there and plan, I'm going to do this and then I'm going to do this. No, introvert, purposely say how many phone calls you're going to make, how many text messages you're going to send, how many videos, how many follow-ups. Let's not forget the follow-up in all the processes, team, the most important parts. So Introverts, up your game in your interactions, and everyone, enter up your game in your numbers. If you haven't completed your game plan, it's not too late. All right? Oh, great. Spreadsheets are nice. If you are that technical, yeah. Yeah, it's me. And then I'll switch the valid points over here. Yes, great team. Happy Thursday. If you haven't created some exposure for your business on today, please go out and make that a priority. Remember, education, motivation, and personal are great tips for your social media posts. Anything else, Sally?
No, I think that's it.
I
It's
always wonder if I pronounce it right on the Zoom. That's one reason why I catch the replay. Did I pronounce it right this
You're
time?
fine. It's actually Kaylee, but it messes everyone up, so it's totally fine. But it is Kaylee.
Hey,
Yeah.
you got it. Look, no, perfect. All
Okay,
right,
well,
y'all, let's
thank you
jump
so
on these
much,
new
Miss
releases.
Tanya.
Thank
Okay,
you. I
bye,
love,
everyone.
look, we make a great
you.
team, my Adidas and me.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.